Hello everyone, HybridPanda here, and welcome to features that I think should be in Dead by Daylight. I've been playing DBD since the beta back in 2016, and I've got about 2,000 hours in the game currently. The devs also chose me as one of the 10 Fog Whisperers, which are people that are representing the game and people whose content that they approve of, so I'm hoping that maybe this will get through. And you know what, DBD, if you like any of the ideas here, feel free to use them, I'm not going to complain. If after watching this you've got some ideas for new features and stuff, please do leave a comment in the section down below, and possibly I'll make another one of these in future, including some of them. Now, some of these are just going to be quality of life changes that I think will improve everyone's time with the game, and then some of them are also things that will definitely affect balance. Let's start off with the most basic one I can think of, and that is let us change the menu music to whatever we want. Please put a drop down in the options so we can select if we want the original music, which is playing in the background here, which is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, at the start of their live streams, when you see everyone going, oh, the old music was great. Let us pick which music we want for the menu. That is not a big thing to ask, I don't think. Okay, now I want to touch on some things that have got to do with Survivor Friends. This one's very obvious. It would be great if when you finish a game and you've been playing with your friends, that you jump back into a lobby with your friends so you can queue up again without having to invite them again. Nothing more annoying than getting done with the game, having to invite everyone, or you have everyone invited, you join a lobby and the killer dodges and then you've got to invite everyone again. It's just a huge pain in the ass. Now this next one's still Survivor with Friends oriented, but this is for killer quality of life. When people join your lobby, I think that they should be given a little icon that could look a little bit like this. And this icon could let you know if the people who are signed up are in Survivor with Friends and how many there are. So obviously you could have 4 icons, and if people join solo, they each get one different color each. But if they join in a group of 2, both of them get that icon, so you can see that 2 people are in the green team, and then if 4 people in Survivor with Friends join, they would all have the same icon. This gives the killer the chance to actually prepare their loadout and to actually judge how the game's going to go. If you're against 4 random people who are not coordinated at all and they're not talking to each other, then the game's going to play out a hell of a lot differently from a game where you've got 4 people Survivor with Friends all using Discord and talking to each other. I don't think it would break the game for the killer to have this knowledge and actually be able to prepare and take stuff into the game. Maybe they want to get a bit more sweaty if they know that it's a 4-man Survivor with Friends, you know? Those games are a lot harder. So I think giving the killer a chance to actually prepare for this and to actually get ready for the game ahead is actually going to make it a lot more fun for them. Now, I don't think survivors are actually going to enjoy this one because then, you know, killers might actually prepare for their evil Survivor with Friends, but I think as a killer point of view, this would actually make my life a lot better. Okay, so we've talked about the start of the game, now I want to jump to the very end of the game. If a survivor dies and they go to the endgame lobby, they should absolutely 100% not be able to see the killer's perks. Perks should only be revealed once everyone is dead or everyone's escaped and the entire game is over. When one person dies and they can relay to their team all the perks that the killer has, exactly what they've got, if they've got no one escapes death, if they've got blood warden, stuff like this actually breaks the game for the killer. Maybe the killer's got some tricks up their sleeve, maybe they've got some endgame items or add-ons or whatever perks that they want to use to actually shape the game, and by a survivor being able to tell all their friends exactly what you've got, it completely ruins all of that. I also personally think that survivors should not even be able to see the other survivors' perks. If a survivor can die and then go and spectate and tell their friends that, oh, Claudette over there, she's got Decisive Strike and Borrowed Time, you know, you can then play around that for the rest of the game, and that's an unfair advantage that you wouldn't normally have if everyone was alive in the game. It would also make it far more exciting. If someone comes in and rescues you, and then you've got Borrowed Time, and you didn't know it was going to be coming, that's going to be more exciting, that's going to be more fun, and it's going to make the game a little bit more surprising and a bit more interesting. Also, another one here for the endgame lobby, and I think that this is absolutely essential. I'd like to see which character they were playing next to the survivor's name, because when you get to the endgame as the killer, you don't necessarily always know which name matches which survivor that you've just killed. Just having a little indicator that says this player played Jake, this player played Nia would be great to actually be able to figure out who was who, and so you can talk to them and say, hey, Nia, you know, well played. Instead of having to call them Nia, you can call them, I don't know, Pussy Destroyer 666. I would also, once the game is fully over and everyone's in the lobby, love to be able to see how many emblems and what quality of emblems all of the survivors got and what the killer got. This way you can look at their emblems and you can see where the work was done in the game. You can see who got all the unhooks, you can see who did all the generators, you could see who did the healing, who did the chasing, who hid, who was great at stealth. I think this is just really a nice quality of life change, and it's going to make it so that everyone can appreciate the endgame a little bit more. Final thing for the endgame lobby here, when a survivor dies, say I'm playing as Quentin and I die, and I don't want to sit around and wait 10 minutes for, you know, the other survivors who are just hiding out there and they're not actually progressing the game, they're just hiding. I would love it if once I'm on the score screen, I can type something to the killer, I can say, hey, GG man, you got me, and then I can click disconnect and I can leave, and when the killer finishes their game and they look at the chat, it will say Quentin, or it'll say my name, it'll say HybridPanda, GG man, that was fun or whatever, and then under that it will say Quentin, HybridPanda has left the lobby. This way as a killer, if you get to the endgame lobby, you're not sitting there talking saying, oh guys, that was really fun, and they've all already left your lobby and you've got absolutely no idea that they've done that, and you know, you're talking to no one. The next thing that I'm really up for here is a new custom game system. At the moment, the custom game system is very, very weak. When you're playing a custom game in Kill Your Friends, you are given some quite weak options. You can choose the map, you can choose DLC killers, and you can choose if friends can join the game. Now, I'm not an artist, and this is all obviously just a bit of a mock-up, but things that I've thought of here is being able to change the generator scale, so you can have a shit ton of generators on the map, or you can put it down, you can put it wherever you want. Just having options would be great. Amount of hits to knock a survivor down would be kind of interesting to me. Hooks until you're dead, being able to turn the music in the game on or off, so there's no chase music, so you could have a really immersed, silent game that actually feels a lot more atmospheric. We could have a button that would randomize all of the perks for all of the survivors and for the killer. Could make some interesting, weird games. Also, think about this after the fact, maybe a little thing that lets you blacklist certain perks. So if you are playing against a group of people, you can say, hey, look, I don't really want you all to use Decisive Strike today. I'm going to blacklist this perk, and then maybe the survivors can blacklist the perk too. I don't know how that would work. It's just come to my head right now. Other things you could include in here are time required to complete a generator, maybe some sort of sudden death mode, where if the survivors have not done all the generators after X amount of minutes, that the killer can just one-shot and mori them. Anyway, I'm sure some of you can think up some very interesting things that could be added to this custom game menu. Next up, I want to talk about the daily rituals. Now, back in the olden days, back before they changed it, you would get daily rituals, and they would be hard as hell. Examples of these would be open 4 exit gates with Laurie Strode, escape 5 times with Nia, level up Evil Within 20 times. These were quests that would actually take you more than one game and actually inspired people to play different characters rather than just their main character that they play all the time. So here is my suggestion. Keep the daily rituals as they are, but let's add a new section called weekly rituals. And my idea here is that you've got to unlock the weekly rituals with blood points. So for example, it costs 500,000 blood points to unlock a weekly quest for a survivor or for the killer. And they should make these rituals hard, in my opinion. They should make it so, you've got the entire week to do it, and once the week is over, they are automatically destroyed and replaced with something new. These quests would also give a lot more blood points to make it worth spending 500,000 blood points to actually unlock the ability to have these quests. And I also don't want the ability to trash the quest and get a new one. I want it so that if you unlock it and the new week comes up and it says, sacrifice 45 survivors with Leatherface, I want you to go, oh man, I'm actually gonna have to learn how to play Leatherface this week. I'm actually gonna have to get good with Leatherface, rather than just going, I don't like Leatherface, skip it, get Hillbilly, go and do that. I feel like this would really promote people playing other characters that they're not so familiar with, not so used to, and at the end of the day, a little bit more diversity sounds fun, and also people might find a new character they love, or they might find a new killer that they really enjoy, and it's just sort of spreading it out. Obviously, this would only pick from the characters that you own and the killers that you own. I just feel like there needs to be something to actually inspire people to want to try at rank 1 and actually want to try and progress and still win, whereas at rank 1 now, people don't really seem to care if they disconnect, if they die. They don't really care because they've already hit rank 1 and it doesn't matter to them. Now, this is quite a big one, and it would probably definitely take a long time for the devs to actually implement this and make it. However, I think that most of you are going to be on board with this and like the idea. So currently, when you put on your second hook, you go into the struggle phase and you have to mash your spacebar or whatever keybind that you have for that, and in my opinion, that is very, very uninteresting. Also, a ton of people on PC, they don't actually press the button, they've got a little macro that just presses the button for them, so literally, there is nothing involved, there's no struggle, there's no anything. They just sit there, sit back, put their feet up, and they collect their 891 points. What I'm suggesting is that when the bar gets halfway down and you're halfway through the struggle phase, the struggle will end and you'll be faced with increasingly hard skill checks for the last 1 quarter. This will mean that you're actually going to have to work a little bit to try and get your blood points from the struggle, and it also makes it a little bit more involved. Now, this will mean that some people will miss the skill checks and they won't actually be able to get their entire struggle through, and I think that just makes it a little bit more exciting, makes it far more exciting in my opinion. Also make it so the majority of the blood points that you get throughout the struggle phase are actually gained from these skill check events. So wiggling and struggling doesn't really do too much, but when you start getting the skill checks, say if you can get 10 in a row, and these are skill checks that are starting off quite big and easy to hit, and then as time goes on they're getting faster, maybe the sound between the skill check alert and the actual skill check coming becomes shorter, like with Huntress's Lullaby, and then bam, 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 if you can hit, 10 of them, then you get the perfect score, you get all of your struggle, and you lasted till the very end. Obviously, if you fail one of these skill checks, your character, they just die. I would like to see a benefit and a reward for actually reaching rank 1 to the end of the season. My idea is that Dead by Daylight would make a bunch of new cosmetics, killer ones and survivor ones, and if you reach rank 1, at the end of the season, when the season ticks over, you get a little token, say a killer token or a survivor token, and you can exchange these tokens for 1 piece of cosmetics from this new special shop. Then over time, as months passed and seasons continued, you would be able to get more and more of these cosmetics. I don't know if we'd have full sets for everyone. Obviously, that seems like a lot of work for the devs, and I don't really expect them to do that, but be able to have a nice little cosmetic here and there, just something to show off that, hey, look, I got rank 1, and I've done it a ton of times. Also, maybe a little bit of incentive to actually play past rank 1 and continue to try when you're up at rank 1. What I'm thinking here is the little icon next to the rank 1 that says how many games you've pipped up after hitting rank 1. So say if you hit rank 1 and then you continue to pip in the next 5 games, you've got a little 5 icon next to your rank 1. So someone's like, oh man, this guy, you know, he's rank 1 and they've won 5 games. And then you might have people who have got rank 1 and they've got 30 games. And you're like, oh my god, this person literally pips every game. What a god. And my last one here is a bit of a basic one, but how about matchmaking that takes player level into a little bit of consideration? This would make it so that it's very unlikely that if you've got 3,000 hours and you've sat there and you've D-ranked yourself all the way down to rank 12, that you're not going to come up against someone, or you're at least less likely to come up against someone who's only got 200 hours and you're not going to completely stomp the crap out of them. I think that would be nice. I think that would be kind of pleasant. I think at this point that is all that I can really come up with. However, please do let me know if you liked any of these, if you think any of these should actually be put into the game. If you've got any suggestions yourself, please do leave them in the comment section, and perhaps I'll make another one of these in future if I can get enough good ideas. If you enjoy Dead by Daylight and would like to see more content from me, please do subscribe to the channel here. We have loads of Dead by Daylight videos every single week, including a weekly show called Shrine Watch, which is where we go through the Shrine of Secrets perks every Wednesday, explain them, try them out, and basically rate them. And you could also follow me over on twitch.tv/HybridPanda, where I stream 4 times a week, and it's just basically DBD goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, good luck and have fun out there. Panda out.